Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman, and we are coming to you from our studios at the Capital Region International Airport. But we're going to stay in the Capital Region, as a matter of fact. Jacob Schroeder, who's the International Trade Development Manager at MEDC, is joining us right now. And Jake, it's always good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, sir. How about yourself?
I'm excellent, beyond what I deserve, for sure. Listen, let's talk about the STEP program, which is essential to international trade that's under your jurisdiction, and explain to everybody what that is for MI-STEP.
Of course. The STEP program is an SBA-funded federal program administered by the state of Michigan, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, and our team. The intent of the program is to help facilitate Michigan companies in their exporting efforts. So essentially, we want to help Michigan companies export more. Does a variety of things. Certainly, if they are selling internationally, boy, they've got to hire more people in the state of Michigan, and they've got to build new buildings, and of course, from an economic development standpoint, pay more taxes. But we're certainly excited about helping the economic engine drive in the state of Michigan by facilitating exporting efforts of Michigan companies.
Yeah, and so this is basically, when you break it down, because I've had a few people that went with me to China that utilize this, it's really subsidizing kind of the risk out of a trip to a foreign country to see if you've got market, et cetera, and sell your goods, which then manifests itself in more profits here. Good for all of us, right? So
Sure.
Unbelievable. You've run out of money, Jake.
We have, and it's ultimately that's a positive thing, because that means we've gotten that money in the hands of Michigan companies. Now that is a combination of federal and state money that has gone to expand these efforts. As you can imagine, during COVID, people were not traveling a lot, so we actually had a 75% reimbursement. I will say for the coming year, we are going back down to the pre-COVID limits of again $15,000 available for eligible companies, but we'll be back down to a 50% reimbursement up to that $15,000.
Now, and I was going to say, the grants have run out, the money has run out, but you're back up and running October 1.
Yes, we're on that government fiscal year. So once we hit 10-1, the program will continue and the funding will re-up. So like I said, that application will be live at the very beginning of October. Now, I know there's a requirement that you must apply prior to the activity itself. However, in that first couple weeks, we can be a little flexible for you. For example, I do believe the first Monday is on the 2nd of October. And if you've got a trip that starts that day, boy, we'll work with you. But just kind of keep that in mind moving forward. We do need to see those applications prior to the activity.
Well, I was going to ask, what can interested companies do in the meantime? And I think you pretty much answered that, but in preparation.
Yes, absolutely. So you'd want to reach out and get engaged with our team well in advance. And I would say, if you're a Michigan company and you're exporting in any way, shape, or form, you should be in touch with your international trade manager and certainly get the parameters of not only the STEP program, but there's a variety of other services. We have foreign offices, we've got training, we've got market research, we've got a whole host of things. And usually what I tell my customers, Chris, is don't worry about memorizing the parameters of our programs. If you have an export related issue, you reach out to us. It's my job to memorize my programs, and we'll get you connected with the most appropriate resource for your specific need.
Jake, back to the 1.86 mil awarded. Can you give us some examples of where they went, and have we seen any success yet out of those?
The state of Michigan, we pride ourselves on the success of the program. And I think that's evidenced in the ROI, which is, I'm going to misquote the number on the low side. I know we're up above 75-1 when it comes to ROI as far as the amount of money this is returning to the state of Michigan. So as far as uses, like I said, predominantly this is being utilized for international travel. However, there are other activities like international websites, international certifications, a variety of other activities. And actually, our team, the International Trade Group at the MEDC, we do run a variety of trade missions in a given year You mentioned your trips to China. That wasn't one of ours. Certainly, that's activities that we appreciate you undertaking. But we do roughly 10 trade missions in a given year where we're taking groups of companies that are in turn able to leverage STEP in order to augment their activities abroad.
So this is really valuable information. You do take those trade groups. What's coming up?
So in the immediate term, unfortunately, a couple have closed. We've got a trip to Mexico in October. We have a couple missions to India that we're recruiting for. One in conjunction with our partners at Automation Alley that is happening in February, and one with our trade partners at GSGP that is happening in December. We have a trip going to Querétaro, Mexico as part of the automotive meetings. They do a fantastic job there. It's a quasi-trade / matchmaking show. We have a trade show to Madrid, that if anybody is in the auto space, boy, you should be tracking me down. The recruiting for that will be closed down very shortly, as well as a trip to Medica in November that we are very close to shutting the window down for, and that's in the medical space.
Well, Jake, we'll be in touch. Jake Schroeder, International Trade Development Manager at MEDC. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be talking outside of country borders very soon.
Perfect. Anytime, Chris.
You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.